Hello, this is Keisha from Memorizing the Moments. This year for homeschool, we are going to kind of go around the world, a curriculum kind of studying different regions of the world, the people that live there, the animals, the biomes. I'm kind of pulling some of Torchlight level K and some of Build Your Library level 0, and then adding in a whole bunch of our own. I have a little boy who spent the last 2 years obsessed with countries of the world and flags and maps and atlases. He's asked for those things for birthdays and other gift giving opportunities. So we have a lot of these resources. I thought I was kind of in a unique position to be able to show the insides of these. I know that I always find that useful when I'm trying to decide what books to buy. So I'm going to start with this Where on Earth atlas. This one I liked. I picked this atlas specifically for this year because it does a good job for each continent. It shows different kinds of maps. So it'll show you like the regular countries and borders. It'll show you landscapes, some kind of facts, some population maps, and then sometimes they kind of go into landmarks, climate, animals that are there and where they live, which will be perfect for kind of the animal studies, and then what they look like at night, and then it goes into the next one. So this is the Where on Earth Atlas. We also have this Lonely Planet Kids Atlas, which is the Amazing World Atlas. I believe this one is recommended by Build Your Library. I will try to correct that if it's wrong. This one my son actually really wanted. He asked for it after we got it from the library. But it shows you kind of the different regions, but then it goes into a lot more. This has more pictures and more kind of like people and things in those places. So kind of a different feel for an atlas. And then we have a third atlas. This one I ended up having to also buy after we got from the library. It's the Usborne Lift the Flap. My son loves the Lift the Flap ones. And so they just have a spread on every continent. So as we kind of introduce each continent, we'll have him flip through the page that goes with it. And then we have a different kind of atlas. There are several of these. We have Atlas Obscura, which does different places in the world, kind of interesting places. So this will show you the map of where it is in the world and then kind of what it is. So this one's about saving seeds. Some of them are like landmarks, different man-made or natural landmarks. So I went through and pulled out all of these and kind of organized them into what we'll do for each region. And then this one is the Atlas Adventure. I believe this is a Torchlight recommendation, but these books are huge and they're beautiful, and we ended up buying multiples. But it shows you kind of different interesting things from different places. So it has a overview of the continent, but then it'll have a spread. This one is the Northern Lights from Finland. And I'll show you up here. It's got Finland. These are big and beautiful, and I think he's going to be excited about these. I also got, this was not one of those recommendations, but I also got the Alice of Adventures Wonders of the World, because this has different things in it. So this is kind of usually more natural wonders. Some of them are built, the Colosseum, Leaning Tower of Pisa, so landmarky type places. So we got that one as well. Then this book is the Lonely Planet Kids Flag book. Ours is falling apart because my son takes it everywhere and has loved on it a lot, but it just shows you flags and then tells you about each flag from each country, and then on the map of where that country is, and it's got just flags, but he adores it. It also has a country spread for each country showing you the entire continent. Sorry, not country. We also have, similarly, the Lonely Planet Kids travel book. I think you got it for Valentine's Day one year. But this one gives you different countries of the world and goes through them, and then it tells you kind of fun, interesting little facts about each country. It's got a little picture of the flag for those of you that are interested in flags like he is. So we'll just kind of do, the page of each country as we go through the year. This one is a Build Your Library book, Children Just Like Me. This one, since it is more about kids and less about flags and maps, I don't know how much he'll like it, but we're gonna read it. But this gives you kids from different countries. So each page has a kid from a different country. So this child lives in Canada. This one lives in Alaska. Now we're on to Europe. And so it'll just kind of tell you a little bit about that child and how they live. And then I'm going to get out the sticker books. So this sticker book, we've actually gone through more than one of these. The last one my son did in a day. He spent his own money on it. But the DK Flags of the World, so these are completed, but they have the different continents and the flags, and that's kind of it. They're not really divided very well. I mean, they kind of are, but they're all kind of this, it looks similar, they blend in. But we also have this one, which is the Flag Sticker Atlas. This one came with 2 sizes of stickers. So he used some here and he used some on paper. But the countries are at least different colors. So we'll probably buy another one of these and hide it. And he can kind of do each continent as we go through, because he'll like that. But I just can't let him do the whole thing. He also has this Barefoot Books World Atlas sticker book. Most of this is completed, not all of it. But it does have some fun, interesting facts. So we'll probably pull this out like when we do a continent. So when we do Asia, I'll have him look at the Asia pages and he can kind of just read through. But you could have your child do the stickers if you wanted. And then I have a couple that are a little bit older, more extensions. This Wondrous Workings of Planet Earth. We are going to mostly use when we do the biomes of different areas, because it's got some good biome information. But they do have, for each continent, a biome map, and then they do have a thicker chunk of reading. So I'm planning to get this out with him. We'll see if he just looks at the map or if we end up reading it. We're kind of going to see as we go. But then it's got, we'll read this Amazon rainforest and we learn about Brazil and the rainforest. So that is the inside of that one. And then this other one I just bought on a whim. He has not seen it yet. But it's Prisoners of Geography, Our World Explained in 12 Simple Maps. It's the kid version. There's an adult version too. But this one kind of talks about how the geography and the resources of places affected how the countries came to be. And so I'm not 100% sure how ready for this one he's going to be. But I think he'll grow into it because he's just so interested in those. And I think he'll look at parts of it and read parts of it at least, if not the entire section on an area. So that is an extension one I got. The only other ones I'm going to do in this video, because otherwise if I do all our Around the World books, it'll be too many. I'm going to do the animals real quick. So there is an animal component. I believe it's Build Your Library, where you kind of look at an animal in every region. I'm going to do my own version of that. But I did get the Atlas of Animal Adventures. I think this was a Torchlight one, so maybe it was Torchlight that did that. I should clarify. But this one kind of shows you the continent and then the animals that live there. And then once again, it does so this is the wildebeest from Kenya, and they'll tell you a little bit about it. There's pretty pictures. It's huge. And then there is a map showing you where in the world that is. So we'll use this to kind of look at the different animals. I also did buy this Smithsonian Our World in Pictures animal book, so that if he picks an animal to do his animal research, he can come in and kind of look at some of the animals more specifically. And I think this will we just bought this because it'll be a good reference kind of in years to come. And then the last animal book I got is this Maps for Penguins and Other Traveling Animals. And this does migrations. So it's a big, pretty book, not as big as the Atlas of Adventure. But it'll show you like Antarctica, and then this is the emperor penguins, and it'll kind of show you their migration. And then this one's India, and so for the Bengal tigers, where they go. So this is actually my first YouTube video of this kind, so I'm going to attempt to link all these books down below. If not, I have them all linked on a blog post, and then I'm going to come back and try to do some of the other books we have that hit more than one country that are less referency in a different video, so you can see the insides of those. All right, please email me if you have any questions.